Example 3, vector operations. With vectors, we can add them by adding x values together, y values together, and if there were more components like a z value, you could add those together. Subtracting, you just subtract the x's from the x's, y's from y's. And scalar multiplication just means you're multiplying, you would distribute it through. So to find example 3a, to find 2w plus y minus 3z, I'm going to first write it out as 2w, and w I'm going to substitute with the vector, which is 2, negative 5. And then I'm going to add the y vector, which is 2, 0. And then I'm going to subtract the z vector, which is negative 1, negative 4. Now, truth be told, you could type all this in the calculator, and the calculator can handle it as long as you do multiplication and any number in front of the vectors. It'll work. So I'm going to do it by hand, and then we'll type this part in and see what the answer is. What you do is you distribute this through. So this vector becomes 4, negative 10. This one remains as 2, 0. And this one, I'm going to take the negative with it and leave me just the positive. I like getting rid of that negative once and for all. So if I take the negative 3 times negative 1, I get positive 3, and then positive 12. Now to get my answer, I add the x values together. So I'd have 4 plus 2 plus 3. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9. Negative 10 plus 0 is negative 10. Add 12, I get 2. This is my answer here. Now we can check it in the calculator. So we go calculator, and we do 2 times bracket 2, negative 5. And then we add bracket 2, 0. And then we subtract 3.
It is the end of the list.
Bracket negative 1, negative 4. Hit enter, we get 9, 2. So let's try now part B. It says 3a minus 3b, and all I need to do here, minus 2b, I'm sorry, is I take my 3 and I'm going to distribute. Now this has 3 terms here, and it's okay. It's a x, y, and a z vector. It's a 3-dimensional vector. And I multiply this times 2, and then the vector for b is 3, negative 8, negative 2. Again, you could type this in the calculator just as shown. I'll go ahead and distribute. Solve by hand first. So here I get 15 times negative 18 times 21. And then there, when I distribute that, I want to take the negative with it. So negative 2 times 3 is going to be negative 6. Negative 2 times negative 8 is positive 16. And then I get a positive 4. And finally, when I add these together, x with x, 15 minus 6 is 9. Negative 18 plus 16 is negative 2. 21 plus 4 is 25. This should be my answer here. And we could check it in the calculator. We come over here, and we would just say 3 times, when we come over here, 3 times bracket 5, negative 6, and 7 minus 2, bracket 3, negative 8, missed the comma there, and negative 2. And I need to hit the multiplication symbol right here between the 2 and the brackets. When I do that, I get the same answer. So I do it correctly. Now I have one for you to try.